friends, it's Mitzi. It's time for your weekly read. Also, happy Aquarius season, my beloved Aquarians. Aquarius season technically starts tomorrow, but I don't do a video tomorrow. I do a video today. So we're just going to do a special reading today for Aquarians. And then that will be followed by a general community read, and then just some housekeeping announcements. I put a post up yesterday about our January 20th Mars and Uranus conjunction in Taurus and what that means. If you have any questions about it, feel free to DM me, let me know, or leave it in the comments. But it isn't anything that I want you to super freak out about. I just want you to be mindful about the electrical energy in the air. I know people normally think of electrical energy going haywire when Mercury is in retrograde, because Mercury rules communication. So that's why people are like, I didn't send the right email, or I sent it to everybody, or whatever, right? We always have these mishaps happening during Mercury retrograde. But Uranus rules technology and electricity. So these are things that could potentially go haywire for you. And conjuncting Mars, the planet of aggression, there is a possibility that we could see some kind of tensions and fighting, something erupting, and technology playing a role. Either we see it play out in technology, or we send angry texts to somebody or something, right? On a global scale. And of course, January 20th, when this conjunction is happening, is Inauguration Day. So there's also the potential for some type of violence or uprising or something, right? We're already seeing tensions with the National Guard being there at the Capitol. So again, if you have any astrological questions, let me know. And without further ado, let's start our weekly read. My first reading is going to be for Aquarians. As usual, I use a mixed system of Lenormand and Tarot. So Aquarians, what is in store for the week for my Aquarians? Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure. But Aquarius, the sign itself, is a sign of the collective. So Aquarians bring structure and discipline to the collective, and they put other people's needs before their own. If you are a practitioner or a follower of modern astrology, then Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius, and Uranus is the planet of rebellion, like I said, technology, independence, shocks, sudden changes. And Aquarians can exhibit that, right? Think of Aquarius rising, David Bowie. He definitely stood out. Okay, what is in store for the week for my Aquarians? Okay, beloved Aquarians, what I love about your spread is that the first card that came up was Stars, which is the card of technology. It's also the card of hope and optimism. So right away, the deck is acknowledging you. The central focus of the read is mice, flanked by stork. What is weighing overhead is tower, and the undercurrent of your situation is letters. So looking at this read with mice as your central focus, Aquarians, that tells me that you have some kind of stress or anxiety about something technological. Perhaps you'll have to make a quick change. Stork speaks of change, a quick change in internet service providers. You might have issues with your internet service providers, which leads you to make a stressful decision. You may also just have anxiety about something that you previously felt hopeful about. And now you have to make a decision, right? Like maybe you felt really good about a situation or a person, and then something changed. Like you got an intuitive feeling, like a gut feeling, and you're like, ooh, I don't know where that thought came from, but now I'm a little nervous about entering in this communication with this person, and now I have to make a decision. And so you find yourself stressed out, and freaked out a bit. This is what the spread looks like. Okay, the center row. Stars, mice, and change. So whatever it was that seemed like a really good idea for you last week, if something happened over the weekend that made you second guess whether that was good for you and is now causing you anxiety, and you feel like you have to take a quick action, make quick change, I would say take a moment to breathe and not rush into things. And if someone is really good about digging in their heels and not being forced to do things they don't want to do, Aquarians, it's you, right? Wing overhead is tower. So it's tower, mice, letters. This tells me that a root of your anxiety or a source of your anxiety has to do with something institutional, something structural. So maybe you're waiting to hear news from work or school or a governmental institution. So maybe like the unemployment department, or maybe because tower can also mean hospital, maybe you're waiting to hear from your doctor about something. You're anxious about news. So you could be anxious about medical news, anxious about employment or work news, anxious about financial news, anxious about academic news. But tower means institution, and weighing over your anxiety, Aquarius, is something involving an institution. Now, how should you resolve your anxiety? I'm going to ask my luminous spirit tarot what you can do about that. Luminous Tarot says 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is a card that has to do with money, material wealth, and self-worth. And when you get 5 of Pentacles, it's normally because you are having anxiety or issues or some kind of fear associated or loss associated with money. So this sort of underscores Tower, that whatever makes you anxious at this moment could be tied to money, and it could be making you feel stressed or anxious, and you feel like you now have come to a point where you need to make a quick decision. You don't like it. You are feeling optimistic. Now you're having second thoughts. Tarot is telling you that you need to think things through and really be strategic about whatever decisions you make. Don't feel rushed. If you might lose money, then it's not a good idea, right? Or if you have that gut feeling that this isn't going to work out, that this isn't the right thing to do, then don't do it. So that is Aquarius reading for the week. And now I'm going to use my Rana George Lenormand to find out what's in store for the rest of us. So we have woman, anchor, fox, dog, and birds. So woman, Anchor, and Fox are our center row. That tells me that this week, the stability that we feel with a female relationship or a female influence in our life might make us feel like there's something sneaky or manipulative, right? So watch out for instances of manipulation, instances of potentially being lied to, or someone doing something behind your back. We're going to be feeling stable for the week, right? We're going to be operating from a stable place, but the energy surrounding us could have manipulative energy to it. Weighing overhead is Dog. Again, there's Anchor and Birds. We may confide in a loyal friend about these things that are worrying us, that are manipulative and sneaky, right? So just keep an eye out on your surroundings. If someone comes to you looking to get information from you, maybe gossip or something, make sure that it doesn't blow back on you. So we're being asked to be really mindful with how we communicate, who we communicate, and if we don't really trust someone and all of a sudden they want to get in our trust, maybe think twice about that. You know, maybe ask what is their motivation? Like, why are they coming to me for this? You know, get a second opinion from a good friend, a source you do trust. So we're being asked to be mindful of manipulative energy that surrounds us. Operate from a place of stability, right? Give people the benefit of the doubt, but also protect yourself so that gossip doesn't come back and haunt you. So knowing that, what does our Seventh Sphere Tarot have to say? How do we navigate this type of energy successfully? Look at that. Three of Pentacles. We navigate that successfully through teamwork, collaboration, and honest communication. So, what did we learn? We learned that this week we're going to be operating from a place of stability, but there might be some people in our lives, a female influence in our life, and again, this doesn't have to be a woman, just a feminine energy in our life, that could potentially feel manipulative and sneaky. If there isn't, then that person is you. Then maybe it's you that has the potential to be manipulative and sneaky and go behind someone else's back. In that case, you're being asked to check your behavior. Or it could be someone that's doing these things to you. So have a conversation with a good friend, Dog, Birds, Anchor. You know, if there's something that seems off, if you feel like you're being pulled in a direction you don't want to go, if this doesn't seem right, have a conversation, get a second opinion, and collaborate, move forward as part of a team, right? Get all of the information so that you can work together. Interesting that in both cases, the action that we're being asked to take for Aquarians, you know, meaning, you know, Tarot's asking them to keep their finance, not to stress out about their finances, if things, to be smart, right? You're being asked to be smart and not to be overly anxious, or rather, if you're going to stress out about something, make sure that it's worth stressing out over. And then for us, for the rest of us, we're being asked to be good communicators and to be honest and to be on the up and up so that we're not stressed out by manipulative behavior. So that is the advice that I have for the week, the reading that I have for the week. Thanks so much for joining me again, friends, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.